Hello, it's Randi Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little man.
The fall. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
And now we want the countries in the region to police their own borders. We don't want to be a policeman in this case of two countries that haven't gotten along for centuries. But we're keeping the oil. Remember that. I've always said that. Keep the oil.
Oh, my God.
We want to keep the oil. $45 million a month. Keep the oil. We've secured the oil.
We secure the oil. We're taking Syrian oil. Why don't you just hang up a big banner that says ISIS Recruitment Center? We're keeping the oil in Syria. We're keeping the oil is what we're doing. Why don't you just hang up a giant banner that says, please attack the United States. We're begging you. This man he has no idea what foreign policy is supposed to be. He has no policy at all. So even if he had one, to execute it would be impossible for him. Impossible. So here's the situation with Syrian oil. In the best of times, before this crazy, son, Bashar al-Assad inherited the kingdom, right? Because he inherited it from his daddy and started this massive freaking civil war. On a very good day, Syria would produce 380,000. Now remember, the Saudis, millions of barrels a day, right? So on a very good day, Syria produced about 380,000 barrels of extremely low quality oil per day. Since Bashar al-Assad inherited his kingdom and started this crazy civil war, oil production is down 90%. Syria currently ranks 75th in the world for oil production. Now, oil experts have said, energy experts have said, quote, Syrian oil was never important to the world market because production was so small, but it was very important to the Assad regime before the civil war because it produced 25% of the government's revenues. Now, Donald Trump has gone further and said that what he intends to do is to take the oil from Syria and sell it to, he said, maybe I'll do a deal with ExxonMobil or one of our great companies to go in there and do it properly. Another energy expert named Joshua Landis, he directs the Center of Middle East Studies at the University of Oklahoma. He said, quote, this whole oil region needs to be rebuilt. So if America's going to get in the business of retaining these oil fields, America will have to invest hundreds of millions of dollars in order for any of it to be exploitable. I have no idea, what he's talking about. First of all, we were not involved in the Syrian civil war. We were backup for the Kurds who were fighting ISIS. That was our role in Syria. ISIS was in Raqqa and Aleppo and northwestern Syria, okay? And so we partnered with the Kurds, and we told them that if you risk your life and blood, we will help you get a little bit of land. We will help you get a little teeny tiny sliver of land so you can prosper and live in peace. Now, we broke that promise, obviously. And Donald Trump won't give any credit to the Kurds, who, by the way, were the intelligence operators. The Iraqi Kurds and the Syrian Kurds, those were the intelligence operators who got the information about where al-Baghdadi was. How'd they find out? Well, apparently al-Baghdadi's wife, or one of his wives, he had multiple, 11 kids. He had 14 kids in that compound. Multiple wives in that compound. One of his wives ran away with a courier. Now we know what the courier was carrying. The courier was carrying al-Baghdadi's panties. Yeah, the courier was carrying a pair of al-Baghdadi's underwears, gave it to the Kurds so the Kurds could do DNA testing on it and see if it was al-Baghdadi. And it was. So the Kurds gave us the intel. And the reason why this was such a dangerous operation, that we had to leave from a different base than we would plan to have left from, that we had to fly from Iraq, and we had to fly low and fast. The Russians are firing at us. The freaking Syrians were firing at us. I mean, this is a sick man. The reason why they gave the green light to do it, the reason why the special ops guys did it, is because they knew that they were going to lose all their reconnaissance. They were going to lose all their intel. They were going to lose all their, Kurdish support. They were going to lose all their equipment. They were going to lose. That's why they had to blow up their base. Okay, they were blowing up their own bases because it happened. And Trump didn't even tell the military. So when the military heard, they were, oh damn, we don't even have time to pack and go. So we have to blow up these bases. So they understood they were going to lose every ability, every tool in the toolbox. And so they rushed it. Thank God they did it. Amazing. Special ops is like freaking amazing. I mean, you've seen movies where, people go through basic training. Well, you've also seen movies where, Navy SEALs are trained and all that. That is crazy. I mean, that is just the hardest physical, mental challenge a human body, a human mind could ever complete. I mean, for me, that's not doable. I mean, there's no way. Not even when I was young and, there's no way. I mean, I used to pass out from squats. I was in the Fat Boy program. You know what that is in the military? Oh, that's humiliating. So the Fat Boy program is like every Wednesday you have to get weighed in front of your male colleagues, your male counterparts. And they will yell out your weight so that you'll be so embarrassed that you'll, not go crazy in the mess hall, in the chow hall. And you'll lose weight. That's how they do it. The tried and true sleep deprivation and humiliation. Works. It works. I lost weight. But yeah, so no, that's not for me. But that's what, they did this mission in spite of him. And then he stands up and he gives away sources and methods. What a douchey president. Sources and methods, which people go to jail for revealing. But the president of the United States can declassify anything just by saying it publicly. So nothing could ever happen to him, even though he put lives at risk, even though we put our intelligence gathering operations at risk, even though other extremist groups know exactly how we'll come for them now. They know exactly that. Oh, he even mentioned we had a robot. If the dog died, he tweeted out a picture of the dog. But if the dog died, then we had a robot to back up the dog. And now they know that too. Now they know we're not going to, come anywhere near your front door. We're going to blow out the sides of your compound. Now they know that we have infrared technology. How do they know that? Because he said that we knew about the tunnels and he described them. Some of them had dead ends. Others of them didn't, but we had plans for those too. Which means he revealed that we have infrared technology. Either that or that we have embedded spies. Okay? And so now, before we can even get to ISIS, they're going to kill everybody that they think might be somebody that would help the United States or somebody that they don't trust. And they know everything now. They know. And he said we picked up papers that had plots. So now those plots, because he told them that we have your plans, those will be aborted and new plots. So our intelligence gathering means nothing. RandiRhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.